The new chair of the Saskatchewan Cattlemen's Association says key goals in 2020 include improving trade and reducing taxes and regulation for the beef industry. Arnold Balicki from Shellbrook has been elected the new chair of the Saskatchewan Cattlemen's Association at the recent annual meeting in Saskatoon.
Well, one of my key goals actually, I can tell you it's with a great deal of enthusiasm that I look forward to working with our board and our staff and our partners to better our cattle industry for producers and to provide our consumers with the understanding of how important our role the beef industry plays in their everyday lives. So that's, and then of course the other things we want to tackle are the issues that affect our industry negatively. You know, we have concerns about market access and we have concerns about taxation and regulation. So those are all the things we have been working on and we will continue working on in the future.
So beef promotion research are key areas of interest for the Cattlemen's Association?
Absolutely. I mean, we work closely with the Livestock Forage Center of Excellence. We provide about $500,000 in research from the Saskatchewan Cattlemen's Association Industry Development Fund in partnership with our federal and provincial governments to look at research in regards to animal and forage. So absolutely, research is a very important part of our mandate.
You talked about key issues facing cattlemen. Is the carbon tax an issue? I know it is for grain farmers, that's why I ask.
Well, absolutely it is, and I'm really glad ABAS came out with their projections of what it's going to do to our net incomes of 8% reduction. The same applies to livestock producers. Everything we purchase as ranchers, whether it's equipment or parts or feed, veterinary supplies, fencing, the price is blended. The carbon tax is blended into that price of our product. And we have no way of passing that on to anyone else. I mean, we are price takers in this market, and so we just take what they give us, and we have to pay it. The other thing that's really important that should be noted, not only are we facing the carbon tax, but we also have the GST on top of the carbon tax, which just really compounds our problem.
Are you concerned about efforts by some food chains to use plant protein to replace beef and beef burgers, for example?
Well, I want to tell you, I'm of the opinion that consumers have the right to eat whatever they want. And I believe we as the beef industry, along with others, have an obligation to provide consumers with the facts of beef's benefits of enhancing and sustaining a healthy lifestyle. Interestingly, it has been said in the past that fake meat or simulated meat products really reminds us as to how awesome the original is. And I really agree with that. I think once you've tasted the simulated products, you'll just say, wow, why am I even trying that? I'm going back to beef.
I want to get into now markets. How are cattle markets this winter and looking into spring?
Well, I think the markets have backed off a bit since January. I think, as I understand it, the coronavirus has had some impact on us. And of course, the high inventory in the feedlots is also impacting us as well. But our biggest concerns is trade, access to export markets. I mean, we're really hopeful and pushing for our parliamentarians to get USMCA or the old NAFTA, bring it quickly into force. We have concerns about the Canadian-European Trade Agreement. It certainly has its own set of concerns and challenges for us. When we see the Europeans, for example, using regulatory measures to ambush this trade agreement, that's a cause for concern, and hopefully CFIA can work through this. In particular issue for us is they're not wanting to acknowledge our acid wash protocols for carcasses, which really is just citric acid wash, so we don't understand the issue with that. The other trade that we're really looking at, of course, is the United States-China Phase 1 agreement. We're really looking at that to see if there are any negative impacts to our industry. In particular, if there are, say, for instance, any takeaways from our exporting to China. If there is, that would be a huge concern to us and one that we would want to challenge.
Arnold Balicki from Shellbrook is the new chair of the Saskatchewan Cattlemen's Association.